Sharpening certification, sharpening beauty shears. Let's talk about it first, and I'm going to show you some shears that came into me for certification. Now, I believe in getting certified in shear sharpening. What it does for you is it creates an air of confidence that you do know what you're doing. It allows someone else to look at your work. The people that work here all have some certifications, and then I have some additional certifications from some factories and some organizations. But the ISSA certification, this is my card, is a much simpler one. It's sort of like if you're in school and you can pass the 6th grade equivalency. Are you able to read? Are you able to go into middle school? This is like a simple certification. Can you convex a convex shear? Can you bevel a bevel shear? Can you get the nicks out and do they cut? And are they sharp? So I have a lot of people that do our certification that have had no training and some that have passed with just watching videos and sort of self-taught. I have a lot of people that do go through the correct training, and I don't think it's ever a waste of time to get hands-on personal training, which is what I do. By the way, who am I? I'm Bonnie McGowan. You might have seen my name on my card. And my company is Benika Shears. And that's the main thing I do is train sharpeners. We also have a line of shears, the Benika shears, and some other shears that we carry that we sell not only to hairstylists and some dog groomers, but we sell wholesale through the people that are out there in the salon sharpening. So I hope you'll follow me with this journey, because we're going to look at these shears and you'll be able to tell right along with me whether they pass or not. We're going to take a good look at them. Normally when people send me little notes, I don't read them first, but I am going to read this one first before we look at it. There is a written test that comes with it, and this person only missed one question. And, oh, it's upside down, isn't it? As a sign of distress. I am not distressed this morning, even though I'm holding down the fort today without Misty, who runs the office, being here. But her daughter, Autumn, has been doing an awesome job of doing the orders. Hey, can I get you on the video, Autumn? Can I get you on the video saying hello? No. She says no. She's a little shy, but she is doing an awesome job. She is in college. I now have 3 granddaughters who are in college. One is doing a joint enrollment with high school, and then I have 2 that are officially in college. That's exciting. I don't know how I got that old. Anyway, we're here to look at this. So this person says, he's already evaluated his shears himself. He says, hi, both pull wet tissue at the tip. So I imagine neither one will pass. But let's look at what my suggestions are that would have made him pass. But both cut hair. The convex cuts very well. The bevel is cheap. Oh, yes, it is. But cheap, it works. And that's all I'm looking for. I'm a barber and did a haircut with both. I use a wax-based oil. So see if you see white streaks. It's from that. Love the YT YouTube channel. Thank you for loving the channel. And I have 3 channels, by the way. This one, which is just certifications. I have the Benika Shears channel, which is sharpening videos. And then I have one called Love to Cut with a number 2 that is just videos to hairstylists. So let's take a look at his shears. I'm going to address the wax-based oil. So we do sell a little tube of something. Oh, here it is right here. That we call lube stick. And it's a wax-based oil. Yeah, it's nothing more than balm. I don't know if you can read that on here. And you're going to have to excuse me here because undoubtedly my mic came unplugged. So I'm going to have to narrate over, and I'm showing you the last question on his test. And it was saying about how if you cut wet tissue and it pulls, what is the problem? And he answered that it was that the blade is over polished and that's not the correct answer. The correct answer should be that you left some nicks or roughness behind. And that may be why on the little note he sent me, he's saying that the shears are pulling at the tip. Maybe he was going about it the wrong way trying to fix it. But if you cut wet tissue, it's not because the shears are not sharp. It's not because the shears aren't smooth. It's that you've left nicks and burrs behind. Because you can really cut wet tissue really nice with a pair of shears that's practically dull and rounded over, but it won't be sharp. You're not going to like the way it cuts hair. So now I'm folding up the letter and I'm going to take a look at the two shears. Now the way we do these is that there's a number on them so you don't know who they belong to. I will tell you they're from someone from another country. You get a shear that's beveled and you get one that's convex. And both of them will have a few nicks put in them. They'll be dulled out a little bit. And I'm just looking to see whether the bevel's a bevel and whether the convex. Do they cut wet tissue, which tells me if all the burrs and nicks are gone? Do they cut hair? Are they sharp? And that's practically it. But I do look at the tip, make sure the tips come together. So here's the two shears, and we're going to look at them one at a time. So I'm taking the beveled edge one first. Is it truly beveled? And it looks like it might be. I'm looking at the convex to see if it's truly convex. That means it's a clamshell shape. That's hard to say fast. And I'm going to look at them a little closer. I'll let you look at these with me. So do you see? It looks the edge, that white might be from that oil he put on there. But they are truly beveled. It is flat. He's got that waxy oil on there I think we're looking at. Then here is the convex. And I'm looking at them close. I'm going to let you see them in a second because they don't look that convexy. I think these could be improved a lot. So do you see how it still looks like a bevel? Yeah. I mean, it looks kind of convexy, but it's more bevel than it is convex. So looking at the rod line now, the rod line is that little shiny line that goes along the edge, makes a backwards J, and the rod line is there. It's not great, but it is there. So it does look like he has done something to address the rod line. It's a little thin back in the back. He's still got that waxy stuff on it, so it's kind of hard to tell. But yeah, the rod line is there. So now I'm going to pick up the bevel. And the bevel should not have a rod line. Oh, there's a little spot right there I'm noticing in there that's, if there's a problem, that may be it. Can you see that rod line has a little kind of iffy spot right back there? I think you can see it pretty well in this video here. Now, the beveled edge should be flat and should not have a rod line because it doesn't have a hollow to it. And these were done correctly. These were done correctly because these are flat grind. So that's my first step. My next thing we're going to do is see how they cut. This is the really thin toilet tissue, the kind you can see through. And this is, I find, is the best for testing the shears to see if all the burrs are gone, all the nicks are gone. So I'm going to pull my thumb out and I'm going to cut with the least pressure possible. These are so loose. So you see, I'm having trouble pulling my thumb out because the screw is so loose and it doesn't cut at all. And I can tell you it's 100% or mostly because of that screw being loose. When there's a plastic handle or a really lightweight handle like on our Bonica Firefly, you want to make sure that that screw is tight enough that it's going to that they'll cut effectively. So I'll have to check, and I'll be checking in a minute. Watch to the further on in the video, and I'll tighten that screw and see if that fixes it or if there's still other problems. That one's a little loose too. It's okay. I probably would give it back to my customer a little tighter than that because they loosen up. So I'm going to check it first with the dry tissue, and then we'll check it wet. So once again, I'm getting ready to cut. I want to pull my thumb out for the least amount of pressure possible. I'm closing them with my thumb out because that keeps me from having any side pressure. Hey, they cut nice. Look at that. So let's test them on wet tissue. I might be pleasantly surprised. So, oh, let's check the tips. Those tips feel okay. Aha. I think there's a little gap in the tips. That's one of the easiest things you can correct, is double checking the adjustment and double checking the gap. You see it's a tiny gap between the right there at the tip, and that will pull hair, especially if someone has some very fine hair and you go to cut with it. So that shear definitely has not passed. Even if it cuts once I tighten the screw, no, it's got too many problems. Let's see about the convex. I might be generous and let it pass, but let's see how it cuts. So I've got my tissue. Now I'm going to spray it with water. Just plain old water. My thumb out. Least pressure possible. Kind of hard to do sometimes. And, oh, it cuts nice. Look at there. And it doesn't pull at the tip like you said it did. I'm not seeing a pull. I'll double check. Maybe a little pull. But, yeah, but not bad. Not bad. Yeah, so I'm going to tighten the screw on this one, and then we'll see how it cuts. I know it's not going to cut, without tightening the screw. But I'm using my UFO tool because that also works as a screwdriver. And I'm just going to give it a little bit of tightness. I'm always on these type of lightweight scissors. It's better to be too tight than too loose. I'm making it even tighter because this one shouldn't fall down at all because it's a plastic handle. It doesn't have any weight to it for gravity to make the handle fall down. So, yeah, I'm talking about the plastic handle there. So, I think I've got them adjusted right. I'm looking again at that edge. Is it one side now? He left a serration on there, so which was the correct thing to do. And will it cut? No.
Pull some shears?
No. It's not even cut and dry. Yeah. So that one's it. This bevel edge one has not passed. I think the angle looks like it might be a little bit inconsistent going down. I'm going to take a look at it, let you look at it with me. There's some spots, looks like maybe he didn't get a burr all the way to the edge. I'll put this on the magnifier so you can see what I'm talking about, especially like right there at the tip. You'll be able to see that, and also in the center. I don't know if there's two different angles or he just didn't get a burr, what the story is, but yeah, it's just not right, and that's why it's not cutting. So it's kind of hard to get it focused in here. There we go. Look at my lousy looking fingernails. No, don't look at my lousy looking fingernails. Look at the edge. You see how it changed, especially right there at the tip. You see that? So the beveled edge ones, we're going to say they don't pass. They have too many things going wrong with them. They won't cut. The screw was loose. Plus there was a gap at the tip. So I'm checking the convex edge shears now, and they feel sharp. We'll see how they're going to cut hair. I want to see if they'll cut hair without doing a whole lot of pushing. And they seem to cut okay. There's a little push, but not bad. Would they slide cut? Yeah, they slide cut pretty well. So they're nice and sharp. It's just not a really nice convex shape. So here's my conclusion. This one I might have passed with a D. because it does cut. The tip's not gapped. It's not great. It's not really a true convex edge. It has a bevel on it. But this one definitely did not pass. So I'm going to say neither one passed. I hate to have these sent back to another country, but as long as this person's willing to pay the shipping back and forth, we'll go back and forth with him and look at his sharpening as many times as he wants to pay for the shipping, because I want everybody to pass. These do not. Now, he's a barber. He said they cut hair well for him. If he's satisfied with the work, but I don't think the stylist and the other barbers and his customers are going to be satisfied in the long run with this type of sharpening, especially if he's trying to make a living at this and someone comes in and gives him some really good sharpening. So the ISSA kind of tells him and tells anybody who does this where they are, and I think you saw this journey along with me, that they're not quite where they should be. Sorry about the audio going out, but I'm not real professional at this audio stuff, but I have a lot of fun doing it. So do you think you can pass the ISSA? There's some links below. If you think you can't pass and you're interested in training, that's what I do. So if you look under the product list and things like that, you can go to our website and you can find out about how to come for training. We have some books out and a lot of other videos. So stay sharp.